All right, so hi everybody. My name is Emily and I'm going to be demonstrating the padded satin stitch today. So first things first, you're going to need some embroidery floss that can separate. And so I've got this from DMC and I'm just going to cut myself, we've cut myself a 20-inch-ish piece or 20 inches or less. Then I'm going to take out one single strand,
Beautiful.
which is knotted, so I'm going to cut that off. There we go. So I've got one single strand here, and I'm going to thread that onto my needle. Okay. And I'm just going to make a little knot here at the other end to keep my thread from going every which way. There we go. Now, the traditional satin stitch is just a bunch of lines, one right after the other, to fill in an area. But I'm going to be doing the padded satin stitch, which gives a little surface for your thread to hold onto, and it raises it up a little bit off of the edge, which can make a really lovely presentation. So if I'm going to be doing a little tiny dot here, I'm going to start by doing a little bit of split stitch. So I'm just going to start with almost a full straight stitch here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the tip of my needle and come back up in the middle here, and the goal is to split the thread with my needle, sort of catch it, there we go, and anchor it into place. Okay, I'm just going to keep doing that and fill in the area, in this case my gumdrop button on this Christmas tree. I guess it's more of a bauble. I'm gonna poke that through, and we're just gonna fill in the space. It can be a little tedious, but I promise you it is worth it. All right, so I've gone ahead and done a really quick, rough fill. If I was doing this for my piece, I'd probably spend a little bit more time and do slightly shorter stitches, really fill in the space. And now that I've got this padding that's going to act kind of like a sticky tack and keep my threads in place, I can start doing the satin stitch portion of the padded satin stitch. And so again, with just the single ply thread, just one strand, I'm going to start at the top of my design and just make a line that sits over top like that. And then I'm going to go right next to it and do exactly the same thing. And have these lines sit next to each other. And that padded stitch, the satin, sorry, this split stitch underneath is going to keep those threads from moving around, because you can start to see nothing else is keeping those guys together. And I mean, I am doing this slightly further away from my face than I normally would, so I would be a little bit more precise. There we go. And this would be really great if you wanted to combine it with some thread painting technique, where you use multiple strands with different colors and have them lie next to each other in like an ombre way. And so here we go. A bit, just keep going. And if you finish and you're like, oh, it's a little naked on one side, you just go back in and fill it. And you just keep going until you've completely filled in your padded satin stitch. Happy stitching!